Miami, July 5th and July 31st. Ice Cube's Big 3 is back at the Amerant Bank Arena, featuring big stars like Dwight Howard, Joe Johnson, Lance Stevenson, and more. And featuring your home team, the Miami 305, led by Michael Beasley. Grab your tickets now at big3.com/tickets or Ticketmaster. Presented by iHeart.
Queen Carvania stood haloed by the morning sun. An army hung on her every word.
My champions, I have sold my chariot on Carvana. 'Twas a lovely SUV, an inexplicably queenly offer. They're even coming to the castle to collect it. Tonight, we feast. An offer you can feast on. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Hey, it's 10 a.m. and this is Utah's best sports radio.
Say my name.
You're locked on to Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
4. Oh, I feel like we got ourselves a top 3 show brewing today.
Absolutely.
Man, we got a guy back in the studio with some. He's going today.
They got
I
some
like
spice.
that.
We're all kinds of fired up today.
How was your night? Was it so?
It was
so
good. It was so good. Yes, everything is good in the Garrard house. The LaComb house as well. You doing all right?
Things are great. Just business as usual.
Yeah. Got the lawn mowed. Good for you.
I mowed the lawn last night. Yeah, I had a guy come by. He's my neighbor. He's a young kid named Phoenix, teenage kid, and one of my first couple days there, he knocked on the door, asked if he could borrow my car.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, we became fast friends, and
so he introduces. You're new into the neighborhood, and he introduces himself by saying, "Can I borrow your car?"
Yeah, he said, "I'll give it a spin." So I'm up for anything one time, and I said, "Yeah, take it around the block." And then he came back a couple days later and said, "Hey," knocked on the door of my wife, and I was downstairs. And she's like, he was like, "Can I take that car again?" And she said, "Nah, I don't think so, not today." And so I had told him the other day, I said, "Phoenix, my wife won't let me drive it." But anyway, he's kind of the yard. He walks around and talks to everybody. He's great. And he came up, he said, "Man, you need some dandelion spray." We have a deal on it at Home Depot. So I might stop by and get me some. That's the only thing I got to address.
You got the old dandelions popping up, huh?
Yeah. Yes, I inherited the lawn, so I'm just trying to, get it to the LaComb standard.
Yeah, I mean, dandelions are pretty easy to work with. It's that crabgrass that can be a pain in the butt. But
yes, crabgrass can get you. And I don't know, man. I live in a fertile part of Murray because we put, you're a gardener. We put the plastic down so the weeds wouldn't grow up through. They're growing up through.
Oh, yeah.
So
weeds usually find a way.
They find a way. They're resilient.
Yeah. But, you get a little spray on those things, knock them down. All right. By the way, before we get the show started, this is starting the show. The biggest news story to hit the Salt Lake sports scene was announced yesterday afternoon after the show. But Lloyd fired up. It is a big, big day for the Scotty and Coach show because guess who is coming back to the Utah Mammoth? Let's go, folks. It is Kyler Yamamoto is back.
Our guy. Kyler Yamamoto is back.
Yamamoto
packs
is
a
back,
punch.
and let's go. It's time to celebrate.
So we're going to get jerseys, right?
Yeah. Heck yeah, we're getting. I made that promise. I even said it to Bill Armstrong. I said, we've been trying to find a jersey to get, and if you sign Yamamoto, I will get the jerseys. And he's like, well, look, it's free agency. We got to find a way to make this work. But
we put the screws to him. Let's be honest.
I think Kyler Yamamoto needs to thank us for getting him that new contract because he is our guy. He made all the difference for the Mammoth coming down the stretch. So, yes, Kyler Yamamoto is back.
Great, good play. Come on.
Let's go.
It's Yamamoto.
I was fired up, man.
Hey, he's number 18, right? No, he's not. What jersey number does he wear? That's what I want to find out.
Shoot, I already forgot.
I want to say 27.
But you know what? And look, it's a 2-year contract. He's going to make about 1.5. And so, you know what? It's good for him. It's good for the 56. That jersey should be selling like hotcakes. I want everybody to fire up a nice little tweet, a little congratulatory tweet to Kyler Yamamoto and just say, hey, we're glad you're back. We need you to come on the Scotty and Coach show.
He's number 56 in your program.
Number 1 in our hearts.
He's number 1 on this show.
Yes.
And, we're big fans. We love the way that dude gives everything to the game. So it's a great day. I know there's a lot of other things hanging out there that can be big, too, in a couple of weeks, but this is big right now.
This is big. This is big for our show. This is big because you need the glue guys, right? Like, I think that's what we do on the show. We celebrate the glue guys. We celebrate the guys that are just there busting their butt. They're not getting paid the most. They don't get the headlines. But you know what? You can't be successful without them. And Mr. Yamamoto is number 1 on our list when it comes to glue guys.
That makes a lot of sense because I would, in some ways, call us glue guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of look at our careers, and, I was never first chair bassoon. But I got close.
First chair bassoon.
I got close to the first chair.
I was third chair clarinet.
And, it just is that's one thing I have always loved is when you see guys that make, I don't know, they do something more than you think they should do with their physicality. This dude, little, small.
He's 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing. And he's out there delivering the pain.
I mean, he hit some of the hits he made in the playoffs. Like, he went in there in one of his lines, and, I mean, it was in the first a minute he put 2 dudes over the boards in that game. So, love the guy. Excited he's going to be here. And, again, it just another piece of the Summer of Us.
Summer of Us. That's another one we can tally up because this guy he embodies everything that's good with the Scotty and Coach show. Just come out there, put your head down, go to work, do your thing, don't make a big stink, and good things will usually happen to you.
The other thing that comes to my mind is, I mean, you did kind of, when we were talking before with Bill the last time, you kind of put screws to him a bit. I mean, you didn't like say, hey, we got to have him, but you're like, hey, for what it's worth, we like him.
We like him. And honestly, the conversation went like, hey, look, me and my kid, we're looking to buy jerseys. We're looking to buy sweaters. I'm not a big jersey guy, not a big sweater guy, but and my son was like, I like Kyler Yamamoto. And I'm like, I'm with you on that, but I'm not going to invest in a jersey unless, we'll see how the summer plays out. And Bill Armstrong kind of laughed. He's like, yeah, I get it. I know what's going on here. So now that he's back, we can safely wear the number 56 for 2 years.
And wear it we will,
and
with pride.
With pride. I mean, I think that's, look, again, we're not jersey guys, but I think, Lloyd, I'm going to P-card a couple sweaters. Is that going to be okay? Wow, that silence.
I think that says it all.
Makes me think that
I think we better raise the funds.
I think that's what he means when he says go for it. When Lloyd doesn't respond, it means, yes, you have the green light.
That's the green light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just as an aside, one of my favorite NFL players of all time, Hollywood Henderson, played back in the day for the Cowboys. He wore 56. So, kind of a little connection to the old days.
There was a longtime Denver Bronco linebacker named Al Wilson who wore number 56. And we had him on. He was investing in a arena league that had a team in Utah. And so he came on the air with us. And Hans played in the Arena Football for a long time, the Arena Football League. And Hans
he was great, right?
Loves it. Yeah, he has a special place in his heart. So we're midway through the interview, and Hans like, hey, you're going to have this rule. You're going to do this and this. And he just pauses for a second. He's like, I got to be honest with you guys. I have no idea what you're talking about. They just asked me to attach my name to this thing, and so I'm doing it.
He said it on the air.
Yeah.
He didn't get the dossier with the
he's like, bro,
bullet points.
I'm not getting in the weeds on this stuff.
He didn't know how to keep it on topic. It's okay. He's not a politician.
Oh man, I just like he's been like, I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, I'm not. I have no idea. But yeah, 56, great number. Kyler Yamamoto back with the Utah Mammoth right here on 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. All right, and by the way, Kyler, just know your PR crew, they're trying to get a hold of you because they're trying to set up an interview. Respond to their texts, and let's get you on the air. Let's go.
Yes, we will be here when you're ready, sir.
If you know Mr. Yamamoto, let him know that there is a radio show here in Salt Lake City that is desperately trying to get him on the air.
I would say that idolizes him, too.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
make him feel
absolutely.
good.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to it. Starting lineup, Scotty and the coach. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
It's time to kick off the show with the biggest headlines of the day. This is your starting lineup on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Scott Garrard alongside the coach, Tim LaComb. Hey, NBA free agency, restricted free agency will get underway. You said something as we were starting the show off the air. You mentioned, can we just maybe take a step back and take a deep breath when it comes to Walker Kessler?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing everybody needs to understand is, the restricted free agency, it's just part of the process, and it's not fun. But who has the control ultimately?
The Utah Jazz.
Yeah, the Jazz. And so they obviously, there's everything's put into place. They've offered the offer in good faith, and now he's taking that offer around. And, hearing rumblings, there's only a handful of teams that even have cap space that could do this, the Lakers being one of them. And, last night there was a story tied to Jalen Duren possibly. So it's early in the process. The process has got to figure itself out. But the Jazz obviously know what they're doing. And, if they can't work something out with Walker, which I think is below 10%, okay?
Yeah.
If they can't, then they're smart enough they're not going to let him walk. They'll figure out a way to sign and trade and figure out some things. But I would say that, the Jazz are in a position right now, particularly early, with a couple guys under, on their rookie deals. They've got a little sludge here. So they can figure this out for a couple of years. And I just think that everybody goes to Z.
Yes.
When there's A to Z, they go to Z. And I would just take a step back, take a deep breath. Remember it was last week that Walker texted something out about Utah. I mean, I think he understands, and, this is a process, and he's going to go through it. But, again, the odds are very much in the favor that he'll return here in Utah.
Now, the Lakers have been informed by LeBron James just moments ago that they feel free to move on because he's going to be playing for a different team next year. It's like your wife comes home and she's like, hey, honey, I just want you to know, feel free to date other people because I am going to be with a different person coming up next season or next week or whatever the case is. It's like, so you're saying you're leaving me for another person. Yes, but what I am doing first is giving you permission to go find somebody else. But that means you have found somebody else. Yes, but let's not focus on that. Let's focus on that I am allowing you to move on. So you want to break up? Yeah, that sounds a little muddy. What I'm doing is I'm granting you the opportunity to move on. If you read this LeBron James stuff, it's classic LeBron. And I don't know if this is coming from Maverick Carter. I don't know if it's coming from LeBron himself, but the way it's worded is just ridiculously funny, where it's like, LeBron James has informed the Los Angeles Lakers that they can go ahead and proceed moving on in free agency because he will not be returning to the team next year. Okay, well, that does give a little bit of extra money for the Lakers if they are indeed very interested in Walker Kessler. That does give them a little bit more financial flexibility there.
No, it does, for sure. I mean, that was the really kind of the thing that everybody's been waiting for. The Lakers could clear as much as $50 million in cap space with he and Rui Hachimura. So, I mean, this is now the next step in the process, and we'll see just how serious the Lakers are. They've got a lot of things they need to address, but I think for them, this is good news to be able to get that circus out of the way, and it is a circus.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about a guy who, when he makes a move, he has to have a TV special way back when. The only guy that I can remember that got his son drafted who really, I mean, my son has as good a chance of being an NBA player. That was just his last name, his genetics kind of looks the part, and voila, we've got an NBA player. He put that team through that. I mean, you don't have to watch his career very much to realize, yeah, it's a team sport. But this is all about LeBron, every single bit of it.
So the Walker-Kessler conundrum isn't necessarily a conundrum. I know that the Jazz have a walk-away price. I don't know what that walk-away price is, but I think it's pretty substantial. If nothing else, the Jazz do have the leverage. The Lakers can really throw a wrench into the Jazz plans, at least a little bit financially in terms of long-term. I think the Jazz very much would like, and you've thrown this out there as an option, as a 3-year deal. Pay him a little bit more money, but instead of a 5-year contract, give him a 3-year contract. I think that there's a lot of flexibility there in terms for the Jazz. As the old adage goes, there's no such thing as a bad contract in terms of money. It's in terms of years. And so if the Jazz have to pay up a little bit more, but can do it in 3 years, I think they'd be just fine with that.
Yeah, the way that it shakes out, they're going to have, each of these rookies is going to come up each year, right? And then like Keontae this year, the Jazz can agree to negotiate and extend, or they can let it play out, and it looks like that's what they'll do. But all these things mainly are for cap relief, to be able to always mind the cap, understand that you've got wiggle room. You never want to be in a situation where you're completely landlocked. And so I will just reiterate, looking at the salary numbers, I think it would fit over the next 3 years to do something. And if you had to pay him more over that period of time, you at least address that huge need on the front end of this push. And at the same time, Walker has 3 years to really establish, hey, this is what I am, who I am, consistently. You can bank on it. And then from there, they could always flip around at that point. They have his rights and, do something more long-term. All of these moves, though, have to be done thoughtfully.
Yeah.
And you can't just jump in and, you love Keontae. And for all intents and purposes last year, he probably deserves the extension. But to do that now would be bad business. So you just have to mind that. And I do believe that, like I said, I do believe Walker will be back. I think the Jazz really then can push to look for that mid-level piece and address another need, whether it be shooting, ball handling, defense, perimeter defense. But this Walker Kessler is the thing that's just hanging there now.
Yeah, and I think it'll be resolved pretty quickly. Quickly in terms of the landscape of the NBA. I know that there are deadlines and there are things along those lines. He'll go out, he'll get himself a contract from somebody, and then the Jazz will decide if they're going to match. And I think that they, as you mentioned, they most likely will. And then everything will be copacetic. We'll show up at Jazz Media Day. Everybody will have a big smile on their face. Walker will be like, this is where I wanted to be all along. The Jazz will say, we always wanted him to be here. And then that's it. You move on. I don't know if there's going to be any lingering bad feelings because Gordon Hayward got his feelings hurt when the Jazz let him go to free agency, signed that contract with Charlotte. The Jazz matched and kept him in Utah. And for whatever reason, Gordon never seemed like he was on board with how that process played out. I don't know if there's lingering feelings. I don't think there should be because you got your money. Who cares? As long as the paychecks show up on the 1st and the 15th, that's all I care about.
Well, and two, I think Walker, again, you could go make more money in L.A., but how much is it going to cost you to do that?
To live in L.A.,
Yeah. So you've got to consider all those things. And then, do you want to play on a team that's actually relevant? He has not done that yet. And if you were to go to the Lakers, I think he'd be going into a situation with no LeBron where they're starting to pick up the pieces, and he'd be in a very similar situation. So it's not just the money. It's just like when you get offered a job. I'm sure you've turned down jobs before because while on the surface it was more money, it just doesn't work with your life.
Yep.
So there's that part of this too, and so that the piece that I do want to make sure I'm clear on is these things don't happen in a vacuum. Walker Kessler isn't finding these things out via like a lot of this stuff. There's conversation. There's conversation and the transparency over there I've been really impressed with. There is not a bait and switch. There's not a we gotcha. I would imagine through this process, as much as they can without messing up the negotiation, there's conversations, and a lot of the mindset perhaps of what the Jazz are thinking or being communicated to Walker as well.
There is some news for the Jazz in terms of re-signing a former or current player. We will tell you who that is coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Miami, July 5th and July 31st. Ice Cube's Big 3 is back at the Amerant Bank Arena, featuring big stars like Dwight Howard, Joe Johnson, Lance Stevenson, and more. And featuring your home team, the Miami 305, led by Michael Beasley. Grab your tickets now at big3.com/tickets or Ticketmaster. Presented by iHeart.
Locked on to Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb.
Now I know y'all are tripping.
Presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Scott Garrard alongside the coach, Tim LaComb. It's my playlist day today.
Ooh, I like that one right there. Little cake.
I'll bring in a little cake for you.
You can have your cake and listen too.
Yes, and a deep cut too. A little, pretty pink ribbon.
Pretty pink ribbon.
I'm not just gonna throw out the short skirt, long jacket.
Exactly.
We're gonna go dig a little deeper.
I like so far so good.
We're one for one.
One for one.
All right.
Out of the park.
All right. Coach's playlist every Monday. I do Tuesdays. By the way, Lloyd, have you and Alex figured out the Wednesday, Thursday thing?
Yeah. I was gonna do Wednesday.
Okay.
Might not be so deep cut, but yeah.
No, hey,
It's gonna be some music.
I'm going to tell you this much.
It's going to be some music.
It's going to be some
sports show,
music.
Lloyd.
Hey, yeah, you know what? The deep cuts. Yeah, some people, music is really their thing, and I'm not as into the deep cut of music.
I like it though. It's fine.
So,
There's nothing wrong with that.
I feel like there is though.
No,
I feel like I get
isn't.
judged. It feels
We're
like,
not.
oh man,
Last
I'm
week
not
you
as
did.
deep.
That's over. That's over.
This is the no judgment
I've lost
zone.
my creativity. I've got no creativity. I got nothing.
I got nothing. I got nowhere else to go. Well, tell you what, Yerk had other places to go, but he settled in on Utah and will be signing a 2-year, $22 million contract to remain with the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, really good deal. I think the things you got to think about, Nurk struggled a little bit the last few years, and coming here, running the offense, the spacing, became such a great facilitator. Great in handoff, DHOs, great in ball screen. Had 3 triple-doubles, 3 consecutive games. And so I'm stoked about it. I think you challenge him a little bit to become better in the areas he needs to get better. But in terms of the minutes on the floor out there, you've got a big body that's capable, understands what's going on out there, and most importantly, can free up a lot of those guards in pick and roll. He's a very, very good ball screener. And
a guy that genuinely wanted to be here as soon as they agreed to terms. He took a picture of himself outside the Utah Capitol and said, I'm coming back. This is where I want to be. And for a guy that's been around the league, I think he and Kevin Love both really gave a good vibe in that locker room of, hey, guess what? And Kevin Love said this up close and in person. He said, look, not everywhere is like this. You go to a lot of places, the owner doesn't know your name, you're not taken care of. Go talk to the guys in Portland right now. Go talk to those players. Go talk to that staff. Go talk to those coaches. How much are they loving playing for that owner as opposed to playing for an owner who will give you pretty much anything you could possibly want in terms of player performance and just the overall luxuries of being an NBA player?
I think what Nurk found is exactly what you said, that, Kevin Love said it, but Nurk experienced it.
Yeah.
The level of care, the level of time spent on each guy, the level of, Will Hardy's really thrown it all in there for that locker room to be in a spot where the culture's right. And so Nurk walks into it and he's like, wow, this is way different than any other locker room I've been in. And these guys care about each other and they're unselfish and they share the ball. I could see that in him last year. And, sometimes you need a little bit of a reason to get reconnected to something you're good at. And that gave him that opportunity. I think it's a great move when you look at the amount of money. It's $11 million a year. We went through what centers are getting paid. So for the production that he brings and the way that he fits, I think it's awesome.
You talked a little bit about his role on this team. His skill set is very conducive to what Will Hardy wants. He provides a mature voice in the locker room. To me, this was, I think Kevin Love's a no-brainer for a lot of the intangibles. I think Nurkic is a no-brainer in terms of that, but also the what he can bring to you, even in a limited role.
Yeah, I mean, so he's 12th-year veteran. You're probably on the back end of his career, no question. But what a great place to be because, he feels appreciated here.
Yes.
And yep. I will say don't copy and what's the word? Don't quote him on Twitter or put his tag on there. I guess he blocks you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw that going on last night.
Oh, okay.
And it might be an auto block because people were so mean to him in other cities that if they tag him, he blocks them.
There's probably something out there that will do that for you.
Anyway, so, if you're going to congratulate him, just don't tag him, and then you can stay friends.
And then you don't get blocked. Oh, man. So overall, though, I think it's a nice start. I think it's an acknowledgement of how you got to where you're at and not trying to understand that you've got a good team, but that you also need, as we mentioned, why we're loving up Kyler Yamamoto on this show, you need glue guys. And I think that Yusuf Nurkic can be a good glue guy in terms of allowing your team to be successful both on and off the court.
And again, just to reiterate, he had 3, so he basically had a decent year in 23-24, and that was in Portland.
And wasn't he Mr. Triple-Double on this team?
Yeah, he was. He got 3 of them. So he goes basically 3 years where he just, he's shooting 47, 45, 49 from the field. Every single number in 25-26 was up. And so feels good about it, feels comfortable here. Let's go.
So you bring him back. We anticipate that Walker Kessler will be back on this team. It doesn't give you a lot of room in terms of finding what else is out there. You'll have a little bit of money to play with, but you anticipate that the Jazz need to hit on those other couple of roster spots. But overall, the base is there and ready to go.
Oh, base is there, ready to go, and the cool part about it is they're acclimated.
Yes.
It's not like everybody's going to have to start learning language at training camp. Everybody's on the same page. Darren Peterson's new. So all the guys here help him get acclimated. That's ideal. You think of the summers where the Jazz brought 4 guys in here, 2 first-round picks and a couple second-round picks. That's different. You got to slow everything way down. And while it's still productive, it's not as productive. So the way it's set up right now, they can really get a lot of work done.
Well, and the other thing, too, I've heard coaches say that they want to play fast. And I'm not saying this in terms of Will Hardy, but when you're out on the court and you're just reacting because you know exactly what you're supposed to do instead of thinking and then being like, okay, if I see this, then I do this. If I see this, then coach wants me to do this. Instead of that, which slows you down, you're able to just have another year in the system. You're surrounded by people you're comfortable with. You have good chemistry with guys. Then you can just react and become better. And I think that'll certainly help on the defensive side.
Yeah, not just for the player, but the team too, because it's team defense, right? And everybody has to be in the right spot. So through repetition, through drills, through all of the games last year that were basically wrote off as meaningless, there was a lot of good things going on. And these guys developed. They got acclimated to NBA life. They understood what their minutes were going to be like on the floor, where they're going to get their points. And now just all of that, couple of years, like I'm thinking of Sensabaugh, 2 guys who the Jazz have to issue contracts to, or if they don't waive them, I guess today, their contracts go official. That's Kyle Filipowski and Svi. And I expect the Jazz to basically let that deadline go and let those and sign those guys. They're not going to waive them, obviously. So 2 more guys in the fold. And, Svi's a guy that I chuckle because people think Svi's like THT was. And I will say that Svi last year was about as solid as a guy could be because he was being put into starting lineups, not playing, finishing games, not playing, then starting. It was hard for him. And all he did last year was have just incredible numbers. Shot almost 41% from the field, averaged 9 points, was just a guy who Coach Hardy started him, in the beginning of the year because he's a guy he can trust. So look for Svi to be way more of have an impact on this team. He's going to be a guy kind of like you see with Caruso. He's going to be a guy who comes in and brings energy, and it brings shot making. And so those two guys should be in the fold as the rest of everything unfolds. So things are falling into place. And then obviously the league, we haven't even opened free agency yet, and we've had stars moved, a bunch of things, a bunch of rumors flying. So we'll hit all that today.
One rumor, well, not necessarily a rumor, but Ja Morant's run in Memphis is over. So he's on his way to Portland in what will end up being a trade there. And again, a really what appeared to be exciting start to a career in Memphis, much like what we saw with the guy that's in Washington now that was at Atlanta. Not Kyler Murray. Why am I spacing?
Trae Young.
Trae Young. I don't know why I got Kyler. I guess short.
But similar, like big numbers and no wins. Yeah, that's probably why.
But you got Trae Young, and there was a moment there in Atlanta where like, all right, this is hopping, and the same thing with Ja in Memphis. All right, this is going, and then things get a little sideways. He brandishes some things that he's not supposed to, and now he's on his way to Portland. So he gets his fresh start there. But the Trailblazers sent Jeremy Grant, Chris Murray to the Grizzlies to complete the deal. Memphis is they're going to be an interesting team next year. I think that I don't think they're a playoff team, but they're going to be interesting to watch.
They'll be a team that teams don't want to play.
Yeah,
right. That's going to be
with Boozer and Edey.
Yeah, just guys flying around, executing, playing tough. The front office there's big on analytics, so they're going to piece together a new version of this team, and it's not going to be ready to, for prime time out of the gate. But they do have some intriguing pieces for sure.
But you can now turn the page on a Memphis team that at one point you had Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., and now it's all gone.
Man.
JJJ's in Utah, and Desmond Bane's gone, and now Ja's on his way to Portland.
I watched that series. It was the series where Ja was basically christened as a star.
Yeah.
When he played against the Jazz. The Jazz won the series, but, man, the Memphis made an impression on me. Jaren Jackson Jr. became one of my favorite big guys in the league in that. And Ja was so exciting. Desmond Bane was money from the outside, so tough. So I actually thought, man, that team, if they can add some pieces, they could do something. But I don't think anybody had in their mind where that thing would go and how it would end. Jaren Jackson basically being forced. They forced to trade him last year because Ja was basically unmovable, which they found out this year. 0 first-round picks returned for Ja.
Yeah, and I think they even had to kick Portland an extra $1 million in cash considerations.
Yeah, that's called a buyout trade.
Yeah, that's Tom Durden like, hey, well, we can give you the second. And he's like, well, do you have cash? I'll take that. He's the kind of guy that will take a gift certificate to a restaurant and try to pay the tip with an extra gift card.
Yeah, exactly. Is the tax covered on the gift card? The other thing I was going to say is it's always interesting when you get a change of scenery, when a player gets a change of scenery.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how this could work in Portland. Right now they have Ja, Scoot Henderson, and Drew Holiday all under contract. So Holiday's on the market. They basically put that out there yesterday. So teams are, this is the time where you can actually tweak and make some changes. But Portland's going to look vastly different. And some say, this now getting Ja takes them out of the Jaylen Brown sweepstakes. That's still hanging out there. Obviously, LeBron's looking for a destination. We've got Anthony Davis possibly packing his street clothes and taking that bag, a full bag, 365 outfits that he can wear each and every day. Across the country from Washington to Golden State. So there's all these things that could happen, but I think everything can start getting signed July 6th. So this is just the bidding now.
This is the calm, but well, not necessarily. We're in the storm.
We're in the storm.
We just can't actually make it official as of yet.
Right. We're about 3 blocks from the hail. and then we can make it official.
What you may have missed coming up next, we're live here at Tim Daly Mazda Southtown on Automall Drive, just here in Sandy. Come by, check out these Mazdas, ready to go. We got a beautiful 50 here, gray.
That's what you drive, right?
I drive a 50.
Yeah,
and I absolutely love it.
They're beautiful.
You've got your matte black 90
It's
over there.
still over
It's
there.
still there.
I'm glad they moved us over here, though. They must have heard me yesterday.
You would have had some paperwork figured out right
I
by
would
now.
have. Yep.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Miami, July 5th and July 31st. Ice Cube's Big Three is back at the Amerant Bank Arena, featuring big stars like Dwight Howard, Joe Johnson, Lance Stevenson, and more. And featuring your home team, the Miami 305, led by Michael Beasley. Grab your tickets now at big3.com/tickets or Ticketmaster. Presented by iHeart.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Queen Carvania stood haloed by the morning sun. An army hung on her every word.
My champions, I have sold my chariot on Carvana. 'Twas a lovely SUV, an inexplicably queenly offer. They're even coming to the castle to collect it. Tonight, we feast. An offer you can feast on. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have trusted Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. Just tell Progressive what you want to pay, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Visit Progressive.com to find a car insurance rate that works for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
The Jazz, the Mammoth, and the Utes, Cougars, and Aggies. When it comes to sports in Utah, we've got you covered. This is Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. All right, another little bit of a deep cut here. It's a group called Tomar and the FCs. One of my favorite kind of soul bands. They're all over the place, but man, great album.
Never heard of them. I'm gonna dig in.
I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send you a little list over there.
I guess to explain, it's not necessarily musical snobbery, but just for people that dig it, it's hey, turn me on to somebody new.
Yeah. Come on,
I like
you got to admit this is
that's
pretty
really good. I had me dancing. It sounded like a game show to start out.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess it does kind of have that old like 80s, 70s game show vibe to it. Wink Martindale over here. All right, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. What you may have missed. I don't know. Is Alex back there? Is Alex going to get angry if I talk a little soccer?
Yeah, he probably will.
He looked at me and he gave me the head nod. He said, okay, he's good with it. He gave me the head nod.
All right.
He'll allow it.
Look, we are going to have – honestly, when you look at this and you look at the World Cup bracket and how crazy things got yesterday, Paraguay or how Alex was saying,
Alex.
Paraguay. Canada moves on. Morocco moves on. So you're gonna have either Canada or Morocco in the round of 8 because they're playing in the next round. So Canada knocks off South Africa, Morocco knocks off the Netherlands, Paraguay knocks off Germany, and it's like, wait a minute, who are these guys? Like, what? This shouldn't be happening. Japan scares the you-know-what out of Brazil yesterday. Look, this is here for the taking. USA, you better take advantage of this because it's there. You find a way to knock off whatever bunch of shoe clerks you're playing in Bosnia coming up next, and let's go. Then you got Belgium, and it's off to the races after that.
What type of shoe clerk?
Not
athletic.
No,
Okay.
no. They're not a Foot Locker. No.
Sliding around their wingtips out there. And honestly, if Canada gets far enough, I think they have to freeze the pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
They only perform well on ice typically, but not this year.
Look, you've got Canada and Morocco. One of those two teams is going to be in the round of 8. Do soccer snobs get mad if I call it the Elite Eight? They probably would.
What is the word? I'm sure.
Is there like a soccer World Cup version of the Elite Eight?
the exhilarating 8?
Oh, boring. They just say quarterfinal?
It's the exhilarating 8. That was my
Of all
boss
their
name.
snobbery,
yeah, I like
yes,
that.
the quarterfinal.
They
What
just say
size of shoe
quarterfinals.
do you wear? Can I test your shoe? Can I
When
sell you
you're
some shoes?
rocking the old suit thing, how much did that bum you out when some guy's like, I'm just here to look at shoes? You're like, oh, I don't want to slip shoes on these guys' smelly feet.
I just went and got my clothespin.
Yeah.
Stuck-
Like, all right.
I sold suits and shoes for a good
I
couple
know.
of years.
I know.
early
In the
on.
suits, you're like, look, I'll help you with this jacket. That's fine. But when you're like, all right, take those nasty shoes off. Let me go get the shoehorn and let's try some stuff on.
Yo, it's a triple white, eh? Let me see what I got for you, buddy. Triple E.
We'll try to squeeze those old feet of yours into this thing.
And some people's feet are huge. Like
Yeah.
your boy Hansy.
Yeah. Oh, it's rocking that size 15.
Does he have triple? Are they wide?
I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
think they're overly wide. I don't know. Like that's one thing I've always felt pretty good about is that I can still wear a normal shoe, even at
You
packing a
strike
few
me as
extra
about a
lbs.
10.
I'm actually a 12.
Wow.
Actually, these are 11 and a half. I just picked
Okay.
these up. What do you think?
Oh, they're incredible. I have a pair similar.
Yeah.
I'm just wearing these old boots today.
Yeah. All right.
These are the, you can't find it. It doesn't anything work. You just slip the boots on.
Slip the boots on. Tim Daly, Mazda Southtowns, where we're hanging out today. Hey, coming up next, longtime sports media guy here in Utah, now in Portland, and he's in the middle of the Portland Trailblazer ownership craziness going on up there. Bill Orm will join us next. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Miami, July 5th and July 31st. Ice Cube's Big 3 is back at the Amerant Bank Arena, featuring big stars like Dwight Howard, Joe Johnson, Lance Stevenson, and more. And featuring your home team, the Miami 305, led by Michael Beasley. Grab your tickets now at big3.com/tickets or Ticketmaster. Presented by iHeart.
Queen Carvania stood haloed by the morning sun. An army hung on her every word.
My champions, I have sold my chariot on Carvana. 'Twas a lovely SUV, an inexplicably queenly offer. They're even coming to the castle to collect it. Tonight, we feast. An offer you can feast on. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.